how long have you been catching snakes?
Yeah, all my life, pretty much.
Yeah?
Snakes here in actually in Venezuela as well as a little girl. So really been doing it all my life, and I've been catching pythons since 2015 is the first one that I found Christmas night. So we were out with the family and came across one, and so ever since then I've been catching pythons to help the environment here, and have over 630 to my name now.
630 pythons you've caught?
Yeah, yep.
Okay, all right. I first of all would never go near a snake. Tell me if you've got any tips. How do you wrestle a python?
You don't want to get bit. That's rule number one. I always grab them right behind the head so that I have them under control, and then the fight starts. And basically, these are two 12-foot pythons in the back there, and it's like kind of holding on to a fire hose. You just have to hold on and really fight, make sure that they don't wrap your hands up and wrap around you and that sort of thing. So it's yeah, some techniques that need to be used.
And in your job, do you do this kind of thing?
Yes, on many occasions. Generally, anything bigger than I've even had a 7.5 footer give me a problem. That was because I let my guard down. But generally, anything over 10 feet is gonna usually give you a struggle. So yeah, and I've caught up to 16 feet. So yeah, I don't like to be called a snake hunter because I don't use a gun. Most of us don't. I like to be called a python elimination specialist because I specialize in eliminating pythons from the Everglades. So that's pretty much what I do.
Why is it important to eliminate or control them?
Well, as you know, they can get to be 18 feet and 200 plus pounds and have over 120 eggs and hatchlings per year. So if we were to leave them out there, every single one of them can get that big. And in order to get that big, they have to eat a lot of animals. You know, basically starting from mice, rats, rabbits, raccoons, possums, on up to birds, alligators, deer, you know, basically anything that's in the environment.
Wow. So obviously they're chewing up the Everglades, disrupting the ecosystem.
Absolutely, absolutely, yeah. They basically decimated the mammals in Everglades National Park, and they're moving, you know, out from there. And a lot of the times when I hunt, if I go into new areas, I look to see if I see any rabbits. I know that there's not that many pythons there yet. If I see, you know, a couple of raccoons or something like that, it's like, well, you know, we need to get in here and get any pythons that might be in here out before they eat the raccoons and the opossums and whatnot.
Do you feel like you've made a dent in the python population?
Absolutely. In some areas, yes. Now, I'm not a biologist and I don't have any science to back me up. I just have field notes as to what I've been doing for the past 5 years. And there are a few areas where I see some opossum. In fact, the other night I saw 8 opossum in one night. And prior to that, in that area, I had not seen 8 within the 5 years that I've been doing this. So I feel like that's a small win. Like I always like to say that, you know, we're out there, we've been out there for about 5 years professionally doing this. They've been out there for about 40. So we have a long way to go to catch up to as many pythons as there are out there.
But any close calls?
I've had a few close calls, and it's always because I've let my guard down. And like I was saying earlier, I let my guard down on a 7.5 footer, and you know, by then I had caught over 100 pythons. So I'm like, hey, no big deal. It's a little one, and I let it wrap around my neck while I was taking a phone call, and I have it in my one hand, you know, holding the head, and it wrapped around my arm. But then it wrapped, as I answered, it wrapped around my neck, and I'm like, I've got to go, and it kind of, yeah, it nearly strangled me out because they're extremely strong, even at 7 feet. They're a very strong snake, and don't let your guard down. That's what I learned.
That's pretty scary stuff, Donna.
It was a little scary at the time, but I was not alone. I was with 2 people. Unfortunately, they were in the car looking for a bag to put it in and a camera to take a picture. So they had turned their back on me, knowing that I knew what I was doing. but didn't realize I was going to be silly like that. So, but it was all good. I was able to run over there and knock him on the back, and kind of point to my neck, and so he pulled it off. So it was all good.
Are the snakes winning?
The snakes have been winning for 40 years because we weren't out there looking for them. Now we're on their trail, and we're making a difference. Hey, look, with every single one we remove, that's making a positive difference to those animals that it would have eaten otherwise. So that's why we're out there. That's why I'm out there every night. I'm out there trying to make a difference, trying to make a positive difference for the animals that are out there.